In a world that feels more fractured than ever, we're going to explore a really powerful text from the 19th century, and it offers something pretty radical, a remedy for division and a vision for a totally united humanity.
I mean, we see it everywhere, don't we? Conflict between nations, cultures, even next-door neighbors. It's a question that feels more and more urgent every single day. We're all searching for the source of all this contention, and maybe more importantly, for a way to actually heal it.
The source we're exploring today is a text from Baha'u'llah, the founder of the Baha'i Faith, and it begins with this exact address. It's amazing. It feels like it's reaching across time, as if the author is looking right at our world today and saying, I see you, and I have something to tell you.
So, first things first, let's follow the text's logic and try to diagnose the core problem. It frames our global disunity not just as a political issue, but as a deep-seated ailment, like a sickness that's affecting the entire body of humanity.
But a diagnosis is only really useful if it leads to a cure, right? And this is where this material gets truly compelling. It doesn't just identify the sickness, it actually prescribes what it calls the sovereign remedy. So what is it? What is this ultimate cure for a divided world?
The text gets straight to the point. It proposes that the ultimate medicine is unity itself. We're talking about a unity so profound that it brings all people together into a single universal cause, a common faith. It's a bold idea for sure, pretty radical.
A remedy this powerful can't just be, self-administered. It requires a special kind of healer, someone with a unique authority and insight. So who is this healer?
The answer lies in this incredible metaphor, an inspired physician. Now, this isn't just any doctor. It's a manifestation of God. Think about figures like Abraham, Moses, Jesus, Muhammad, and for the author, Baha'u'llah himself. These figures are seen as being empowered by a divine source to diagnose the spiritual ailments of their age and deliver the specific remedy humanity needs for its healing.
This all builds into the core principle that underpins the entire vision. You might be wondering, if these different physicians appeared in different ages, how can their message possibly lead to one universal cause? Well, the answer lies in the concept of divine unity.
So this is the crucial point. All religions, no matter how different they seem on the surface, ultimately flow from the very same divine wellspring. Every culture, every race, every faith is inspired by the same single God. It's a radical reframing of religious history.
And that leads us to the most obvious question, one you're probably thinking right now. If they all come from one source, why are there so many differences in their laws, their rituals, their social teachings? Why do they so often seem to be in conflict with one another?
The answer is found in what the text calls the varying requirements and exigencies of the age. The idea is that the spiritual physician always tailors the prescription to the condition of the patient. Social laws that were revealed 1,000 years ago were designed for that specific time. As humanity matures, new remedies are needed, even as the core spiritual truths stay eternal.
This really illustrates the two paths we can take. The path of division, over on the left, that comes from focusing on the differences, from saying my messenger is better than your messenger. But the path of unity, on the right, that comes from recognizing that all these messengers are part of one single unfolding story, all reflecting the will of one God.
Okay, so now that we understand the diagnosis and the principles behind it all, what's the actual prescription? The text doesn't just offer philosophy, it gives clear, actionable guidance on how to actually walk this path towards unity. So the prescription can be broken down into 4 powerful actions. First, it's an act of will. You have to orient yourself towards unity. Second, some purification. Actively remove what causes conflict. Third, liberation. Break free from the false ideas that divide us. And finally, devotion. Hold on tight to the things that bring us all together.
This line is particularly striking, isn't it? The gods of your vain imaginings? We're not just talking about ancient idols. The text is urging us to identify and dismantle the modern isms and ideologies that we elevate above our common humanity. Things like nationalism, racial prejudice, materialism, really anything that sows dissension among people.
So if we follow this prescription, what's the end goal? What does this healed world actually look like? The text paints a beautiful and totally compelling picture of this ultimate vision.
The results it describes are truly transformative. This isn't just about an absence of conflict. It's about a state where justice and knowledge flourish, where spiritual seekers find their goal, and where a perfect standard, an infallible balance, is established to weigh all human affairs.
And this is the culminating vision. A world where humanity is no longer fragmented into warring tribes and nations, but is united as citizens of a single global city. It's such a powerful metaphor for a world living in complete harmony, justice, and cooperation.
So we end by turning that powerful call to action back to ourselves. As we look at the world and our own lives, what are the modern gods, the prejudices, the ideologies, the loyalties that are sowing dissension and holding us back from becoming citizens of one city? It's a challenging question for sure, and one this text urges us all to really consider.